I haven't been there for years.
We were talking about this before, though. It was where I had got my... I lost it now, but it was a wristband that said, instead of ADC carry, it was ACD carry, so it was the attack, carry, damage. And I thought for a second we were getting picks and bans. We are getting picks and bans!
Yay.
Let's go!
Finally in game with the Zoe ban first.
And I'm immediately sad.
Yeah, all fun going.
All fun. Because Zoe has actually been one of my favorite mid laners to cast, just because when you hit that max range paddle starts, you see like bards get popped, and I get so excited. But that's not going to be happening in this first game. Rengar are going to be banned away as well. And what sort of champions are you going to be looking to see in this?
You know, I'm really thinking UNSW is going to have to go for some kind of... They have two options, I think. They can either go for a really safe game and try... like maybe just hold out against UQ, try and make some safe plays, or they have to do the opposite and go completely, you know, all to the wall, try and just run through them before they get a chance to even think. UQ, I think, is going to go with they're going to the Tarek ban.
Well, I'm just laughing at UQ's names right now.
Top UQ. Well, we had a joke earlier that they were listed under UQ player 1, player 2, player 3.
Yeah, well, now they're UQ top, UQ jungle, UQ mid, UQ ADC, UQ support. I imagine we'll get proper names for who that's going to be soon, so we'll be able to convey that over. But at this stage, I have no idea who is who on that team, unfortunately. So
well, it's going to be easy to cast.
Yeah. Oh, there's top coming on through.
The UQ top lane.
That said, though, at least New South Wales has a proper name set up right now. Ozo, Mincham, Nice Joke, Baddie, and Vegan Bandit, who I think has the best name here.
I think Ornn might have read your sheet, and they know that UQ's a strong team, and they don't want to give them Ornn because they know Ornn is good.
That's actually interesting to me because usually Ornn would be a red side ban, so that's a little concerning when I look at perhaps Ozo's champion pool. That said, a lot of strong jungles and a lot of strong AD carries were left up. J4 will be that priority pick, and I'm a little bit surprised to see J4 actually go first. Yes, he's a good all-around jungler, but usually you can get him like second and third rotation, not so much first.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that Jarvan is a first pick worthy thing, especially when they could have either left the Ornn available, forced either the red side ban, and then had another option to ban the Aphelios or or anything, and then picked the Ornn first. I think that would have been a lot better choice. And we see UQ here now picking up the Aphelios and the Lee Sin. Lee Sin, a pretty good counter as far as I'm aware to Jarvan.
Yeah, Lee Sin's fine against Jarvan. I like that pick. He's a little bit faster. He has a good, his ultimate is the Dragon Kick, can, knock things out of the Cataclysm. So he has that escapability as well. So you're going to see Lee Sin. You're not going to see Olaf into a J4 typically. I'm a little sad we're not going to see Olaf in Game 1. I still kind of feel he is one of the highest priority junglers at the moment, but that's not going to be the case. And we're also seeing an Aphelios as well, and that makes me doubly sad just because Aphelios, yeah, he's good. It's not because I think he's bad. He's really good. It's just, I like spice in my life, and in my eyes, Aphelios is pretty.
Speaking of spice, look at who they picked on UNSW.
See, now that I like.
That's a Kog'Maw. I have not seen a Kog'Maw in any game for 3 years.
Dude, it is that standstill artillery minigun.
Since the attack speed cap wasn't put in place, and you could get a 10 attack speed with a Lulu, I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, and then we see the Syndra locked in. Syndra, of course, one of the higher priorities mid laners right now, but I was expecting a Tahm Kench. I'm not going to lie. I feel like you kind of need that hard protect support. And I will be expecting Yuka to be banning away the Tahm Kench in this next ban rotation, as well as most likely a Braum, my guess. But LeBlanc will get locked in to counter the Lissandra. A bit of roam, a bit of kill pressure right there. So a very, very deadly UQ side. All I'm seeing is damage right now, and a lot of pick potential as well. No one wants to be caught out of position in UNSW.
Yeah, and I think that point you've just made there, that no one wants to get caught out, is another reason why Tahm Kench is going to be such an important ban or pick here, because Kog'Maw can't really get out of anything. So if they can get the Tahm Kench, they might be able to, save themselves. They banned the Lulu out. I guess that's to stop the artillery machine from just decimating through late game. But I definitely think if they don't ban the Tahm Kench here, that's a big opportunity.
They have first pick. They could be looking. Aphelios Tahm Kench isn't really a lane I would recommend.
But they could always send the Tahm Kench top.
True.
It's not great, but hey, supports top lane as we've seen is still quite a valid option. So they could be doing that. We'll have to see because a very safe support is going to have to get picked by UNSW, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Senna, though, will get banned out, so we're not going to be seeing another late game option taken by UQ, who at the moment actually feels very early mid-game focused. And UNSW, well, they've opted for the scaling. Braum, what's going to be the second ban? Tom Kench is left up, and I'm feeling that's most likely going to be the direction UNSW will go. One last ban. You still have a top laner, perhaps, that you need to be worried about if you are on the UNSW side. And there's some strong ones still up there. There's your Aatroxes, your Sets.
Sirach is not anymore.
Not anymore, but Janna.
Janna is available. I'm really curious to see if the UNSW is going to go for something more like a Thresh or a Blitzcrank or a Nautilus and just ignore the protection, go straight damage, just try get picks and kills.
Yeah, and I would like to see it. I always enjoy doubling down on aggression, right? Well, Pyke would be just that. And there's that, more of that early kill pressure that kind of synergizes with the Lee Sin, with the LeBlanc. If anyone gets low from one of these picks, you have the Pyke there now able to execute things. And UQ, they want to win fast, they want to win early, and they want this game to be over in 20 minutes because they just had to wait an hour before getting into this game, and they just want it done.
Yeah, and another thing with Pyke is that Pyke is a really good roaming support. So, especially against a Syndra, who, without her E, is pretty open to ganks. I think Pyke is going to be playing a lot of roaming this game, and they pick up the Janna.
They do pick up the Janna, and I'm a little bit concerned because UQ hasn't really revealed their top laner yet, except it might be a support Janna. All right.
I think they are just going conventional support Janna.
Yeah, and I mean, this actually kind of makes sense because they're going to go ahead and well, no, because normally you'd want the Janna into the set, right? So,
yeah.
All right.
To be fair, Janna is a very good get off me champion, so that might be what they're trying to go for with the Kog'Maw, just shields and get off me, and allow the Kog'Maw to keep going, just turret mode. But even so, I thought that someone else like the Tarm, which is available, would have been a much better choice here, especially for being able to get people into fights, out of fights, etc.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously what I'm thinking in this situation is Ozo wanted to play Zet. And as a result, it's like, okay, well, we can't have that counter matchup really there, so we're going to go ahead and pick the Janna. It does go well with the Kog'Maw, so it's not as if UNSW's team composition is no thought was put into it. Actually, there's quite a fair bit of thought put into it. But I'm worried that it's not going to be the answer against what UQ has, because UQ has so much dive, so much damage with the dive that if Vegan Bandit misses up just like that a little bit during this laning phase, things can really start to spiral out of control for that bot lane. And that's going to be their big win con at this stage. Like, that Kog'Maw has to get online if UNSW is going to punch through that early and mid game and get to that late game.
Yeah, they really need Kog'Maw to scale here for their team comp to win. And I think the key player to look out for in that bot lane is going to be the Pyke, because that Pyke, either on the Janna or the Kog'Maw, if they can pull the Janna out of position, she doesn't have much HP, so Aphelios and Pyke can just decimate through that HP pool, and that's like a lane half lost already.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, though, you can't sleep on Janna's damage.
No. Janna has absurdly high damage. You take your W level 1, you walk up, auto attack W, boom, that's like a quarter of the HP gone, and they haven't even done anything.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be something to watch in this situation, but we've got ourselves, a two good teams, two good lineups right now. I think it's going to be a very fast-paced game, and I think tracking these junglers is going to be super important for each of these sides. If Lee Sin can get that LeBlanc online, can get, that Pyke online, it's going to be a bad time for UNSW.
Yeah, 100%, especially with that Aphelios in the bot lane. If anything goes bad for UNSW, I think UQ's just going to run away with it, because Aphelios is just such a strong champion right now with all the the utility that he provides with his kit. I think that the Gnar is going to have to play a big role here in the top lane, because there is the potential for big Gnar ultis, which could really turn those fights around. And I think if that happens, it's just going to exponentially get harder and harder for UNSW to actually get back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, a snowball is definitely possible for UQ, but if that snowball doesn't get rolling, they're going to be in a lot of strife.
Yeah, no, that's the main crux of their team comp I can see right now, is they have a lot of champions who are very good and do a lot of damage, but they have to have a good start. If they don't get as good a start as they want, or have a slightly delayed start, their power spikes are not going to hit till later. And that gives UNSW a chance to claw themselves back in, take those dragons, take those objectives, and get into a position where they could win the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Twitch chat, we are able to actually see you guys right there. So if you think, one team's picks and bans were better than the other, go ahead and drop it. I'm kind of curious what Twitch chat thinks at this stage. I want to see, who is Twitch still going for before they voted for UQ. I'm curious if they're still feeling the same way. I have to admit, after watching that, I'm still feeling pretty UQ focused. I think on a mechanical level, if it's a similar lineup to what we saw at the Get Your Geek On grudge match, I think mechanically, they have that confidence they can go for it. Obviously, during that grudge match, I'm gonna call him out by name just because I know him and we are friends. But Deanne was that weak link. They put him on the Aphelios. He's the only scaling one, so it's okay if he doesn't have that hot start. Everyone else can just go right on through.
Just get the flamethrower.
Love you, Deanne, if you're watching. But
get the flamethrower, get the CS, and you'll just win the game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
See, that's the thing. That's the good thing of Aphelios is you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah,
he's so versatile.
So we are waiting to get into this one right now. Hopefully, we'll be on the lobby soon.
Have you taken your course in Aphelios weapon names yet, or are you still waiting to do that?
Dude, that course is hard to get into.
Hard.
It is a tough one, but we are on the Rift. So it's been a bit of a wait, but we are finally on Summoner's Rift to kick off our Intervarsity Championships. UNSW on the blue side, University of Queensland on the red side, and our great journey begins now with a line of scrimmage setup and no invades, and whenever that happens, I get sad.
They are looking for something over there with the Pike Aphelios. I think they were just trying to get a bit of vision over, maybe to see if they could cheese the opposition ADCs, because again, they are the ones that have to take that the initiative in that lane. If they can catch them out really early on, I think that's what they were trying to do, and that could be detrimental for UNSW.
Yeah, it would have been a great pick. It absolutely would have been. But as it stands, each jungler are going to be starting on opposite sides, and with no one even baiting the leash at this stage, it's going to be easy for each side to track now. It's going to be a little bit better for the UQ side, although, both sides did get that deep vision in, so nothing too out of the ordinary here. In fact, even UQ top is going to get back in time to get some of that farm, as you can see right there. I wish we had access to these player names. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to happen at this time. So I'm going to have to resort to calling them the champion names. I do apologize. Normally, I do try to make sure I call players' names so they get that apt credit they deserve. But for UQ, well, you know what? It's just going to be UQ top.
There's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. Something to take note of, I think. Nice Joke has the cleanse on the Syndra, so a little bit of low kill pressure for the first, maybe to level 6. Once I think she hits 6, then it's Syndra. Kill pressure is just immediately a massive thing. And you're speaking about the damage earlier. Look how much damage Pyke has taken just from that Janna.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's why this UQ bot side I think might even be on the weak side until level 6 at this stage. Meanwhile, Lee Sin's having a look at that mid lane, and that could be our first play at this stage. However, Jarvan actually was able to get first blood up top.
CS though.
Yeah.
So Jarvan was able to get a kill there. Unfortunately, we didn't see what happens, but I think top might have just extended way too far and got caught out level 3.
Yep.
That's what I'm guessing happened there. And it now looks like he's going in for the invade.
Yeah, I mean, may as well. Yep. Alrighty. Welcome back again. It's been on and off and on and off, but I have some good news during the break.
Yeah.
I was able to get the roster for UQ.
Yes, we are finally able to get the names so we can refer to them by their actual names and not just UQ top.
Absolutely, and that's something very important, and we will be going on back onto the Rift very, very soon. As you can see, it's right there. Look at that beautiful Summoner's Rift action, and we didn't miss another kill. So
yeah,
that's okay.
Luckily, it's early game, so it's just CSing and and potential ganks, as we have another gank here coming in from the Jarvan onto the top lane. And it looks like he's... Oh, they missed the
Haymaker did not connect, but the Flag and Drag's not going to connect either, so this is going to be A-okay for Clint the Pot Plant.
we have names. Hey, we have names.
It's Clint the Pot Plant in Pot Plant in the top lane.
What a name.
CHF Slave in the jungle, a middle in mid lane, Farmer on AD carry, and Riven G on support.
Riven G on support. I haven't seen many support Rivens, I'm not going to be honest. Maybe he's maybe he was an old top lane one trick. We see Lee Sin here taking counter jungling the Krugs away from the Jarvan. You know, sort of getting payback on the Krugs that he lost earlier, potentially trying to go for a gank here, but I don't think it would be the best of ideas.
He would have seen Minchem, so he's not going to be making any kind of crazy play there. Plus, there's no bot lane to help him out. Like, he was actually quite lucky to get out of that one unspotted in this instance. So.
Yeah, if he was spotted there by the Janna, the slows and everything from the Janna could have actually doomed that Lee Sin invade.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's going to be a nice escape for CHF, who will get out, although he is still a little bit behind just because of that early pressure and tempo provided by one Mincam. And we talked about this during picks and bans, that it's really vital for UQ to get that hot start, and having the Gnar fall behind a bit, it's not the worst thing in the world. Gnar is probably the least important aspect of this early snowball. However, it does put more pressure on CHF to actually find an opening and like get this bot lane or this mid lane activated. As you can see in this instance right now, Riven G taking a little bit of abuse. He was trying to find that hook, but just nothing there.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with the Gnar statement. You know, in reality, late game Gnar is going to be an R-bot, and he's just going to be throwing out that ulti, trying to catch as many people as he can. But if he's slightly behind, it's not the end of the world. He's only 15 behind. I think he can make that up. It's top lane, farm lane, so I think they'll be right.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, this is just a case of both teams, I feel like, identifying their team comp strengths and weaknesses at this stage. For UQ, it is a weak side top, strong side bot. This is how come they're getting that first dragon. It's how come Lee Sin has been on the bot side this entire map. But up top, that's where their weak side is. And ganks like this might be happening again and again, as Ozo this time is going to be the one who gets the kill. And that's 2 deaths already for Clint.
I think we're really seeing a trend here that UNSW is really going to try and get that set as fed as possible, trying to maybe counteract the Aphelios or the Pike, even just get them out of the fight as fast as possible. I think it's an interesting idea. They're already almost 20 CS up in the top lane, so that's going to be that is going to accentuate into a big gold difference if that trend continues. And also another thing to point out is the mid lane CS difference, because Syndra's gotten a really nice freeze onto that LeBlanc. So LeBlanc has just not been able to farm safely without the threat of the Jarvan coming up, and we have a gank.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hook's not going to connect for one Riven G, and at the end of the day, UQ will back off. And I'm going to be a little bit critical right now of this UQ side. Like, they've identified their strong side as the bot half of the map, and yet they've allowed Clint to get caught out twice. And looking at the vision on the map right now, no wards on that top half, and Clint had been pushing kind of deeper blind without flash, and it's sort of an easy recurrent turn gank for Mincam on this Jarvan. UNSW is doing a great job sort of playing the situation. However, Teleport's coming in mid right now, as Uzo thought he was maybe going to be able to help find something right there, but nope, not going to be the case.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that TP was. To be fair, they might just be trying to get some tower pressure, and we might have a fight here in the bot lane.
Yeah, we might also have a fight happening at the same time in mid right now. It is Riven G who's under a lot of pressure. He's able to back off at this stage. Meanwhile, the dive is being looked at by one UNSW. They're not going to find it this time, however. It's just going to be more invading and more jungle camps going to Mincam at this stage.
Yeah, I think Mincam he's been putting a lot more pressure on the map in all the right places, and I don't think that the UQ jungler has had really an opportunity to get those good ganks off, so he is ahead in farm. However, Mincam has been on the map a lot more and has been putting a lot more pressure on. I think it is weird though for Clint the Pot Plant to be pushing up so aggressively, knowing that Mincam is going for those top lane ganks so often. And you would have thought when he had the opportunity, when Set teleported into mid lane, he could have gone for a freeze up near his tower top lane and really just choked Ozo out of any CS to sort of stem the bleeding up top lane. But
instead, it's Ozo who has like that really nice freeze right there. That said, it is going to start pushing back the other way, but that's A-okay if you are on UNSW, because you can shove this lane in now. You have mid as well as top priority just based on how these early lanes have been going. That should be an easy Rift Herald as an eventuality for this UNSW side. And already you can see Mincam is backing. I imagine he's going to start going towards that top side jungle, hoping to time things out correctly. It might not have actually been the perfect timing in this instance, but you can see what UNSW is trying to achieve.
Yeah, you can see what they're trying to achieve, and I think that Ozo has the luxury of being able to push out the lane as much as he wants, because they've already shown that with Mincam up top, they can pretty much just dive Gnar under the tower. So they're not really scared about that at the moment. So they have the luxury of being able to push the lane as much as they want and get that in.
Ooh, here comes Riven G, not going to connect and gets knocked up for his troubles. In fact, a little bit of a turnaround as bad. He's able to get 2 of them on that slow right there. It's a very low CHF who has to leap to safety. Was ignited for his trouble, so hot pants on Lee Sin, but gets out in one piece. However, the hook does connect. It is a 3v2 situation. Flag and Drag knocks up both, and that is Riv G going in very deep. A great knockup coming from Vegan Bandit, and that secures 1 kill for the UNSW side. Meanwhile, that ADC and jungle, they're sitting back, but they're still looking for a fight potentially. I feel like this is super risky. Flash, Flag, and Drag connects, and down goes 1 CHF. Another kill for UNSW, who's going to keep on pushing on. Help has arrived for UNSW. A beautiful flank coming from Nice Joke, thinking that the UQ is a nice joke of them themselves, and it is 5 kills for this blue side.
UQ has pretty much just failed to do what they needed to do in the early part, and UNSW has just created a massive lead for themselves. Credit to Mincam for being able to actually take that advantage. I wanted to point out the beautiful tornado across the alcove to cut off the support escape from Puck.
Yeah, absolutely. Vegan Bandit, I would almost argue, was the MVP of that fight. Although I have to be critical of UQ, they stuck around a little bit too long, and this is not that disciplined team that we saw at the Grudge match. They're just having a bit of a struggle in this one thus far. And I mean, for UNSW, their goal was probably going to be survive the early and mid game. Well, we're now starting to hit where UQ was going to be hitting their first real big power spikes, but UQ's already 5 kills down. They're about 3K down as well, and for UNSW, they're in prime position.
Yeah, UNSW is in a really great position at this point in the game, and I think it's really unfortunate that UQ decided not to back off there. And it looks like there's a fight around the Dragon Pit, potentially.
Well, it's just more UQ is actually going to go ahead and
on the
secure that Dragon for themselves. So a good little pickup off of the recalls and rotations there for UQ off of UNSW, but that could be a way back in the game for this UQ side. That is their second Dragon. They got themselves a Cloud initially, and then they get that Infernal. It will be a Mountain Soul, however. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have the graphics up for the Dragon, so I'll be keeping manual count and letting you all know at home. But it is UQ with 2 Dragons at this stage, so 2 more away, and they will get themselves that Mountain Soul. Not probably the Dragon Soul that they wanted, considering how aggressive their team comp wants to be, but hey, a shield is nice.
I think definitely the Mountain Soul is more tailored towards UNSW's team, for sure, and the survivability and sieging potential that they have with the Kog'Maw, with the Jarvan, with the set. Yeah, UQ can still greatly benefit from it, but I don't think it's the best Dragon they could have got. If they could have got that Mountain and then into an Infernal, into a Soul, that could have been a much better option for them.
Absolutely. That said, a Dragon Soul is still a Dragon Soul, and you know UQ is going to be playing forward, and considering the rough start they've had in this game, with the team composition they have, throw a Dragon Soul on top of that, maybe an early Baron as well, they can still find themselves back in this game. Like, yes, UNSW has had like early advantages thus far, but I still think just based on champions alone, they don't really want that big team fight just yet, as Ozo, as you can see, kind of walked into a bad situation, gets stunned initially, however, CHF can't follow through just yet. That's a big kick, however, throwing the rest of the team back into a Cataclysm to escape only by so much time, and first it will be Mincam going down. That said, a very, very deep Riven G will be returned. A double kill, in fact, for Ozo, who's on a bit of a tear, a triple kill for this set at the end of the day, and look out, they're still hunting for more. A middle trying to get away with his life, has to use the blasting cone, and a fantastic fight going UNSW's way.
Yeah, and this is just another example of the fight just like going completely wrong for UQ. As UQ was the team who initiated that fight, trying to get the Herald. As we see the replay here, they initiate, and it just gets completely turned on their head.
Yeah, absolutely. As it was just a huge ultimate coming from Ozo right there, right into the middle of everyone, and then he's just kind of on cleanup duty. Nice joke with the stun into the scatter, like the stun into the ultimate. The scatter of the week was super good. It pretty much knocked out all of UQ's chances to re-engage, and UNSW take that first critical fight. You now have 4 kills on this set. The Trinity Force is completed in under 15 minutes, and I thought the snowball was going to be coming from the red side, but that's not going to be the case today.
No, the snowball was thought to be coming from UQ, but right now it is an avalanche on UNSW's side right now. I wanted to point out, though, something we didn't mention, was the Jarvan with the 4-man knockup from behind really set that fight up, shut down UQ for so long, meant they couldn't punish the flash kick from the Lee Sin, and that went really bad. UQ do end up getting the Herald for themselves, but at what cost?
I mean, they've been really good in picking up these global objectives, and if UQ can find a way back into the game, that could be it. UNSW definitely are winning the fights, but it's about who can win that war, and Rift Herald will continue to try and keep this UQ side relevant in this game. However, they might hit that point sooner than later where they're going to be unable to stop this avalanche, as we've called it, falling down upon them now. You can see right here a bit of a play happening off of the UNSW lane swap. Vegan Bandit is there to help protect Batty. Rift Herald will be dropped, but Mincam is on the flank. Tornado's not going to hit anyone, and Rift Herald will get a charge off. No, it will not, and that is a big blow against this UQ side.
That was really smart of Mincam to turn around and take down the Herald, because you could see that he was waiting to go for that flag and drag into the Cataclysm, but knew that if they turned around onto the Herald, it would deny any hits from that, pretty much wasting all the kills and the objective that UQ took advantage of.
Yeah, as we can see in this situation right now, 3 members are there. It's pretty easy for UNSW to keep pushing that top side advantage. Down on the bot side, yeah, we already know Ozo's in a prime position to essentially 1v9 moving forwards, and UQ, they really needed to get momentum there. That said, going for a bit of a teleport play right now. This is UNSW looking aggressive for that fight. They've already picked up Riven G and are on the hunt for more. Poor Farmer under tower will get dove upon. He's trying to buy time. Teleport coming through for UQ, but it might be too little too late. Farmer's positioning's good, and he is able to turn it back around onto Ozo. That said, Vegan Bandit does get the kill against Farmer eventually, but on the other side, that is one Clint the pot plant trying to push the rest of UNSW back.
I think this was the first real moment of greed that I've seen from UNSW. They got that first kill, and then they wanted to get the set, and the Felios, and dived under tower, but missed almost everything.
Yeah, Ozo just spent way too much time under tower, as you can see right there. Yeah, though, the teleport coming from one Gnar, aka Clint the Pop Lane, did start to turn things back around. However, Vegan Bandit on the Janna with the cheeky late tower dive to secure Farmer. I mean, that's how you play Janna. Forget your AD carry. They're probably already dead. Just go underneath the tower and get the kill yourself.
Get the flash W for the kill.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, as much as that's like we can make jokes about it, that was about as bad as the fight could have gone. The fact that it came to the point where the Janna had to flash W the Aphelios to get the kill after a 3-man dive.
Yeah, at the same time, though, that's as bad as the fight can go. It still was 2 for 2.
Yeah, it's as bad as the fight could have gone, but it's still not bad in UNSW's favor because they're taking the Aphelios off the map, they're getting kills, and they're putting pressure on you. So at the end of the day, it was about as bad as it could have gone, but the worst it could have got isn't terrible, as UQ picks up a kill.
Yeah, UQ was able to steal a kill, but the question is, will they be able to steal that dragon? You can see CHF, he's looking for a way in there. A nice hook onto Ozo, but that just drops the ultimate right into the middle of everyone. Dragon's been abandoned because UNSW wants to fight, and Nice Joke is finding kills left, right, and center. The Cataclysm comes in to make sure no one else from UQ can escape as they're being completely run over. Yes, that is a kill secured by Clint, but will he be able to escape? No, he will not. Gets run down by Nice Joke and one mid-cam who will then, Batty and mid-cam as they will turn on to the dragon right there. And UNSW, it looks bad, but they turn it around and then they get their dragon to boot.
You know that those moments where you see something so disgusting, it just makes your face sort of like shrink up a little bit, like ooh. That was that set engage right there. Everyone got locked up on top of set and just got absolutely demolished by the Syndra Scatter the Weak. That was disgusting damage.
Showstopper into Scatter the Weak just does so much to this UQ side, and then they're just unable to fight. And the mistake by UQ was they kind of grouped up. They had gotten the pick on the Vegan Bandit. Like, they should have been up in that fight, but I'm starting to feel the deficit might be too high against the team that was meant to snowball. And moving forward right now, you can see towers are starting to fall. The first dragon did go UNSW's way. It's going to get worse from here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get worse from here. As we saw there in that team fight, what UNSW's team fighting potential can do. Like we mentioned, the Showstopper into the Scatter of the Weak, into the Cataclysm, whilst you have a very fed Cogmore on the backline, shredding you down with W and ulti. That's a very dangerous team fight right there, and I can't see any answers on UQ's side right now, as we haven't been caught out again.
When you can't even pick a Janna as a LeBlanc, that is just such a feels bad moment for a middle.
Yeah, no, that's those moments where you play a game and you're like, I'm 2-0, I'm doing okay, but it's doomed. when you catch out the Janna and the Janna puts enough pressure on to keep your lane.
Ooh, Scatter of the Week, nice sidestep right there. I mean, at the same time, though, Vegan Bandit has actually been playing a super strong Janna in this game, and I think this is going to be one of those pocket pits that we are going to be wary of moving forward, coming from the UNSW side, because while Janna at the moment is more typically associated to top side, well, guess what? UNSW, they're showing us that it can be a flex and it can go its entire role. I mean, look at that tornado. It's just stopping one CHF in his tracks, and the re-engage from Mincam was almost good baddie with the artillery execute at the end of that, and UNSW pick yet another member of UQ down.
That is really tragic for the UQ jungler, as he went for the flash kick onto the Janna, but didn't flash in the right direction. So just ended up kicking it under tower, as we see a fight
nice
here.
joke. Could be in trouble. Yeah, this is going to go on only one direction, and a little bit misplaced ultimate right there, but that's okay. In the 3v1, UQ can at least get that done, and I'm sure that was good. A feels-good moment for the red side.
Yeah, I definitely think that's one of those moments where they're like, oh, okay, at least we're getting a kill. I think they knew that even if LeBlanc was getting hit there with the ulti, they had a Felios heal. They knew that they were fine. So I think that's one of those moments where that's what they need to do more of. They need to catch out the people split pushing, capitalize on it, get the kills onto the Aphelios, onto the LeBlanc, and just scale. I think that's really what they've got to do right now, as we have a Showstopper.
Yeah, Showstopper was dropped to help pick out one Gnar right there. Clint is already gone from the fight. However, the tower will return the favor, so Ozo will go down as well. 1-for-1 at the moment. More pressure being applied, and no one's going to dive just yet. And UNSW, they've had a hot start, but some of these fights have been looking shakier and shakier.
Yeah, UNSW, I think they're getting to the point, like we mentioned earlier, we saw the first crack of greed, and I think it might be getting to the point where, I don't know, they might be trying to go for more than they should, and they just need to take what they can get and keep doing that, and that'll win them the game. But I think they might be trying to go for the showstopper. They're trying to get those flashy plays in to give everyone a show, and that's almost detrimental.
I mean, look, they're still in a comfortable position.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say they're starting to throw the game. They're still playing very, very well. And if you just take a look at the score lines and the gold differential, everything should be going this blue side's way. But respect needs to be shown towards this LeBlanc, towards a middle. He is playing still quite well. They haven't really been able to shut it down yet. Now, granted, the middle hasn't had that map presence that I'm sure UQ was looking for, but we have another dragon about to spawn. Baron is up on the map right now, and I think with a pick or two, UQ can definitely put pressure on these objectives.
Yeah, I definitely think that we're going to see them, as we can see right now, that they're going to be grouping around that bot side. We have a Mountain Drake coming up in 40 seconds. I think they need to get in there, get some vision control, and try and put pressure on. Force them to fight and keep the top lane pushing, because they have the TP on Gnar, so they have the opportunity to continue the split push, and if they need to teleport in for the fight. The same goes with Ozo, to be fair. Ozo can freely go anywhere he wants and TP into lane if needed.
Yeah, as you can see, UNSW, they're looking for an invade right now, but it could be right into a trap. Ozo, though, is gone for the flank. The Showstopper is only on one target, but that's A-okay because CHF is already gone, and with the jungler out of the way, that means easy pickings for UNSW. They can go for the Dragon, they can go for the Baron, and they don't have to worry about that 50-50 smite.
Yeah, that's a really bad pick. Anyone else from UQ would have been a better pick, but they got the jungler. So that's put UQ at a very bad spot. Pretty much giving a free dragon to UNSW with nothing that they can do about it.
And that will make the dragon count 2-2.
2-2.
Still keeping track on it.
Yep.
We don't have a graphic, but that's okay.
I'm glad someone is.
I got my big brain, and it's 2 for 2 right now, so next dragon's going to be semi-critical. Not the most important, but following that, every dragon's going to be super important if the game is still being played at this stage. But UNSW, they need to start looking perhaps to accelerate this game, although they have the scaling, so maybe they don't. Like, they can sort of approach this in any facet that they want to.
Yeah, they've got two options. One, like, they can just stall and just keep scaling, but the problem is, it's not even that they're trying to scale at the moment. I just feel like they've gone a little stagnant, and that they had a really good early game, and right now they're just not sure what to do, and they're just trying anything.
I don't really want to call them stagnant, though, because they're still, like, actually pressing forward.
No, maybe stagnant wasn't the right word, but I just feel like they've not got that same aggression that they had earlier. That was really giving them that advantage. Maybe.
Maybe. I actually feel like at this stage UNSW, it's just they kind of slowed down a little bit when a couple of the times they went too aggressive, kind of backfired against them. But getting that pick, getting that dragon is probably going to put them more on the right track moving forward. And I do expect them to start accelerating this game, especially if they can get themselves that big purple worm known as the Baron Nashor, which they are positioned around. They have that topside pressure. Ozo is bot, but he does have teleport, and he is really just keeping Clint, unfortunately, pinned under his tower as much as possible. And I feel it's only a matter of time before this blue side really makes a push towards that Baron.
Yeah, I think 100%, if they can get that Baron, it's going to be very, very good for them. I think that the Mountain Drake is only going to be really important for UNSW. So potentially, but UQ's still going to go for it because they still want the Soul to deny UNSW it. So I think if potential... Oh, we have a fight.
Farmer gets in a lot of trouble. The damage from that artillery is insane. However, they're turning it back around. That's one kill secured by Riven G, and he wants more. Is able to grab that second before being caught in the Cataclysm and going down himself. However, 2 for 2 at the moment. Both bot sides are down, although it is 2 for 3 because CHF did fall himself, and that does mean Clint probably won't look for that re-engage. As UNSW, they're pushing down the middle, and they're looking to crack this base.
Yeah, I think they're just going to go for the tower here. Unfortunately, if Kog'Maw had survived...
Cheeky little play right there. The change did hit, but the damage is just not quite high enough for a middle. It will push UNSW back for now.
I think they should really just here capitalize, get some vision onto UQ's red side, and get some Baron control. Because in reality, if Kog'Maw was still alive in that fight, they probably could have gone straight for Baron and shredded it. Because we see, look, like the damage that he took there.
Yeah, I mean, the damage was absolutely insane, but what was a bit more insane was Riven G just going to town, getting a couple of those picks. Unfortunately, the rest of the UQ side couldn't really back him up, and by the time Riven G had fallen, the fight had been lost by UQ, so they're doing enough to stay in this game at this stage, but it doesn't look like they've been able to turn any of that momentum around.
Yeah, I think Riven G 100% saved that fight for them, because if he didn't get that execute onto the bot lane, that was a very dangerous position for UNSW, and they could have just gone straight for Baron, got that, and just started sieging, and at this point they might already be, the game would have been lost already. So the fact that he was able to get those 2 picks pretty much saved their game so far, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. However, though, we got to see how much damage one baddie can actually do more moving forward, and for UQ, that Kog'Maw is going to continue to remain to be, I think, target number 1. Get rid of the baddie. As you do in any video games, right? Yeah. You kill the baddie, you win the game. Well, that might be UQ's only option in this, but even then, you got to deal with, like, a pretty fed min-cam, a pretty fed Ozo as well, who, admittedly, yeah, after his first, triple kill, he has slowed down a bit, but that's still a 5-2 and 6 set. That's nothing to scoff at, as Cataclysm is going to come down onto CHF, and I don't think he's getting out of this baddie with yet another kill, and get caught out of position at this stage, you are dead.
Yeah, especially with a Kog'Maw there. That Kog'Maw is doing so much damage as they turn themselves onto Baron, it looks like.
Yeah, they're going to clear out the vision first. We'll see if they go ahead and start it. I mean, no Lee Sin means no Smite, means, yeah, Baron's going to get started, and it is going to melt so quickly.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened with the Mountain Drake. This is the exact same scenario. They got the pick onto the jungler, and right now they have pretty much have a free Baron. Unless someone, and there's no one there to steal it, it's a free Baron.
I mean, they paid a down payment when they got rid of CHF. They put down their down payment, and they went to the bank to collect.
There was a potential for someone to, to take the bond, but in reality, that was a free dragon, and they're going to Baron, and they're going to turn themselves onto dragon right now.
Yeah, but Ozo first is going to go ahead and drop a showstopper. Does force the quick escape coming from Riven G, and they're looking for a re-engagement. It looked like they caught the LeBlanc up above. Riven G is also already down. In the end, though, that was the clone. Ozo is actually quite low and might need to back away in this one. You can see UQ Jungle looking for an opportunity in there. Meanwhile, Ozo, yeah, he backs out of one fight and goes ahead and starts punching a dragon to heal up, because if you want, quick health, punching dragons is what you do. That will be the 3rd dragon going over 2-1 UNSW, and they are 1 away from that soul. Mincam perhaps looking for a fight, but it's not going to find it. Still have a Lee Sin waiting in a bush, and he's going to try and get that pick actually onto Ozo. Mincam, though, stops the back and will be looking for the fight as Showstopper does force the quick escape coming from Riven G, and they're looking for a re-engagement. It looked like they caught the LeBlanc up above.
Damage that was being put out by Baddie here, but also keep an eye on, unfortunately for UQADC, they had like 10 chakras ready to go, but couldn't initiate. Really smart play by Syndra to pick up the Aphelios turret and throw it away. Completely shut off that lane.
Yeah, no, it's really good there. Now we got dragons.
Hey, we've got the dragon icons.
There we go.
That's better. So we can see really the strength of what's happening right now with UNSW with those 3 mountain drakes is really strong.
Is it good that I'm kind of relieved I still remembered how to count? I was so horrified that like I was going to have the wrong dragon count come up and it'd be like, oh no, I don't know how to count to 5.
Oh, after I realized that there was no icon and I didn't remember what the first dragon was, I was like, it's over. It's over. I'm not going to remember anything about what has happened. Luckily, we have them back, so now we can, have a bit of
right there. Mincam actually going to take a fair bit of abuse right there. Rooted in place and already taken down to half, but the damage was done. Inhibitor will fall. Ozo got kicked into the team, but that's a big ultimate already used by CHF, so no dragon kick means no real pick potential onto Batty, and even so, not really a case where UNSW wants to stick around. They're going to back off for now.
Yeah, another thing to keep note of is even though that trade looked really bad, Mincam has got second built Guardian Angel, or third built Guardian Angel, so he's in a perfectly fine position to take those damage. If they want to throw ultis, if they want to throw kicks at him, he just doesn't care. He will just revive and get back into the fight and drop a Cataclysm on you anyway.
Yeah, and this is just UQ backing against the wall. Mid inhibitor is gone now. There's no neutral objectives on the map at this stage, meaning all what UNSW is looking to do is just apply more map pressure. And if you're UQ, it's a frustrating situation. Wave clear is pretty strong now on the UNSW side, just because a nice joke on that Syndra. And you got to be careful. One bad misstep, one pick right here, and that will be all they wrote for this first game.
Yeah, especially with the 2 mid laners that both teams have. They are at a very scary point right now, both over 200, nearly 250 CS. That LeBlanc has a Oblivion Orb and Ludens and a Rabbit.
Oh, here we go. Flag and Drag does not connect onto Riven G. However, the Tornado will, and that is a dead Pike, and this could be the opening for UNSW. They're looking under the tower for more. Their target will be Clint, perhaps Mincam, trying to find a way in. Still, it's Cataclysm available. He's going super deep. Is able to drop the entire back line and had Ozo to back him up, who goes golden to stay alive. Nice Joke is able to find that pick onto a middle as the rest of UNSW don't care about towers. They're fighting everyone. Great knockback from Nice Joke. Helps get the ace going to one Vegan Bandit. And that will do it for our opening game of the Intervarsity Championship.
Jana single-handedly won that fight right there. If you saw that healing on the set and everyone during that fight, that was ridiculous. A good game from both teams, but UNSW